My SIL stood up at my husband's funeral reception and announced she was pregnant. 6 months later, she expected baby showers and grandparent duties and the whole family to worship her newborn. Nobody came. My husband Ben died in a car accident on a Tuesday morning in November. He was driving to work like he did every day for 12 years. A truck ran a stop sign and hit him on the driver's side. The police said he died instantly. I do not know if that is true or if they just say that to make families feel better. Ben and I were married for 15 years. We had 2 children together. We built a life together in a small house with a big backyard where Ben taught our kids to throw a football. He was a good man. He was my best man. And then he was gone. The funeral was on Saturday. Ben's whole family came from out of state. His parents were devastated. His brother Kyle could barely speak during the eulogy. Everyone was grieving in their own way and trying to support each other through the worst week of our lives. Everyone except Tanya. Tanya was Kyle's wife. She had been part of the family for 6 years and had never liked me. She thought I was boring. She thought our house was too small. She thought Ben could have done better. She made little comments at every family gathering that were just subtle enough to seem innocent, but sharp enough to sting. Ben always defended me. He said Tanya was just insecure and I should ignore her. So I ignored her for 6 years. I could not ignore what she did at the reception. We were at Ben's parents' house after the burial. People were eating and sharing memories and crying together. I was sitting on the couch holding my daughter who had not stopped shaking since we left the cemetery. That is when Tanya stood up in the middle of the living room and clinked her glass with a fork. She said she had an announcement. She said she knew it was a difficult day, but she thought everyone could use some good news. She said she and Kyle were expecting a baby. She said the baby was due in June. She said she hoped this blessing would help the family heal. I watched my mother-in-law's face crumble. I watched Kyle look at the floor like he wanted it to swallow him. I watched Ben's aunts and uncles exchange glances that said what I was thinking. Tanya stood there waiting for congratulations. She got a few awkward hugs and mumbled well wishes. She did not seem to notice that nobody was happy. She just kept smiling and touching her stomach like she was the most important person in the room. At my husband's funeral, 3 hours after we buried him, I did not say anything that day. I was too tired and too broken to fight. I just held my daughter and waited for everyone to leave so I could fall apart in private. Ben's parents were furious with Tanya, but they did not confront her either. They said they would deal with it later. They said Kyle needed to handle his wife. Kyle never handled anything. 6 months later, Tanya had the baby, a little girl named Autumn. Tanya expected the whole family to rally around her the way they did when my children were born. She expected baby showers and visits and gifts and attention. She expected Ben's parents to be as involved as they were with my kids. She did not get any of that. Ben's mother told Tanya she was still grieving and could not take on grandmother duties for a new baby right now. Ben's father said the same thing. The aunts and uncles who used to send generous gifts for every occasion sent small cards with brief congratulations. Nobody threw Tanya a baby shower. Nobody offered to help with childcare. Nobody dropped off meals or volunteered to babysit. The family that Tanya expected to worship her new baby simply did not show up. She complained to Kyle constantly. She said the family was punishing her for being happy. She said she did nothing wrong. She said the funeral announcement was just bad timing and everyone needed to get over it. Kyle finally told her the truth. He said the family remembered what she did. He said standing up at his brother's funeral to announce her pregnancy was the most selfish thing anyone had ever seen. He said his parents would never forgive her for making that day about herself. He said nobody was punishing her. They were just done pretending she was a good person. Tanya called me once asking if I could talk to Ben's parents on her behalf. She said I had influence with them. She said they would listen to me. She said we were both mothers and I should understand how hard this was for her. I said I understood exactly how hard things could be. I said I understood what it felt like to need family support and not have it. I said I understood loneliness and grief and being invisible at moments when you needed people most. Then I said no. I said I would not help her. I said some consequences last longer than bad timing. I hung up before she could respond. My children see their cousins sometimes at holidays. Tanya barely speaks to me now. Ben's parents still come to every birthday and school play for my kids. They send Autumn a card on her birthday and nothing more. Tanya got exactly what she gave. Nothing.